My name is Lisa, and this is Lisa's Pine Notes. I am beyond excited this morning because I want to share with you that I am taking part in the Scheepjes 2017 Hygge, or it should be said Hygge Cal, C-A-L, and that is a crochet along. And the shawl is designed by Hygge, and I'll be following a tutorial here on YouTube by It's All in a Nutshell. And again, I will list all these lovely things down below. And here is the printout. This is U.S. terminology. It is week 1 of 14. This is in several languages. And the Hygge Cal 2017 is right here. Now, as you know, I do not have easy access to Scheepjes yarn because it is a UK brand. I decided to shop my stash, and yes, you guessed it, my holy grail yarn called Heartland by Lion Brand is what I chose to do this wonderful crochet along. On Instagram, if you follow me at Lisa Pine Notes, you will see my very beginnings from picking out colors to working this fabulous design by Hygge. And everything here is available on Ravelry. So as usual, down below, click the show notes. I will list all the links for you. Now, much like the Clement Cannon poncho, the cal I did, my very first cal, March 2016, I will be crocheting along and giving my thoughts for a beginner crocheter. But first, I want to talk about the little example that I did as week 1 of 14, and that is color selection. And I'm going to invite all of you to join me to shop your stash, to find 12 colors that you have that will work together. And believe it or not, I had more Heartland yarn than I did Red Heart Super Saver, but I do think it would be fabulous in Red Heart Super Saver. Now, let's go through my colors, and you're going to recognize a lot of these. I put them out on a card, and I will list these below. This photo is also on my Instagram account. If you go over there, follow me. We have Redwood. And as you know, this Redwood was the Christmas stocking that I made last July for our Christmas in July. Now, I'm going to point out these 4 colors right here. We've got Yosemite, Bryce Canyon, Shenandoah Tweed, and Acadia Tweed. Do those look familiar? Yes. That is my beloved Tea House Wrap by Alexander Wand of 2 of Wand's design. I am using stash and leftovers from that shawl. The next one we're going to go to is the one I was very, very excited to find right here. It is Cuyahoga Valley, and that is because that is where I'm from in Ohio. Cuyahoga Valley was one of the first trails my husband and I hiked probably about 30 years ago now. The next one you're going to recognize, that's Glacier Bay. That one's right here. It's a Glacier Bay Tweed, and that one was used in my Tea House Wrap that I did in the blues. The next one is that fabulous Lake Clark that I found and didn't have a project for until now. The next one is Katmai. It's bordering on a cool white gray. That's how I'm going to describe that one, Katmai. And then the very last one is Great Smoky Mountains. So the last 3 here are ones I have not used before, but I am absolutely in love with. And you can see by my color chart here, I divided it into warm tones and cool tones. My base, of course, you know I always have this in stock because it's a fabulous neutral. It is Mammoth Cave, And all of these, again, are Heartland yarn by Lion Brand. I do want to remind people that I am not affiliated with any yarn companies or designers that I mention on my channel. I just happen to love crochet. Now, when you go to It's in a Nutshell video, it is in UK terminology. However, if you print off the directions, it's in US. So if it's going to mess you up, then watch the video through just to get some tips, and then go back and work your project with the US terminology. At this point, at 2 years in, most of the patterns I desire or really like are in UK terms. So I'm pretty flexible about figuring out which is which by now. Now, today's topic are these lovely bobbles. As you can see, the week one is the bobble part of this. I am holding my hook, so I remember to tell you that I am using a US J10 or a 6mm crochet hook, which is the hook recommended for your Heartland yarn if you look back here. I do also want to mention that Scheepjes yarn is cotton yarn. So yes, mine's going to look softer, and I'm going to go through exactly what I thought about the bobbles. Now, when I first made bobbles, it was in my frozen lake scarf, again by our wonderful Two of Wands designer, Alexander. And look at these nice big bobbles. What they had you do in this particular design was work your bobble and then single crochet down here to really make it pop. The reason I want you to watch this video on this Hygge cow is because they are having you make bobbles in a completely different way. Again, I am a beginner crocheter, so it was new to me at least. And they are just having you work your base yarn through the last legs of your bobble. So it's really not popping as much. And of course, when you do your color change in the last loop of the stitch, it's going to not give you a tighter control over your yarn. You really, and don't pull too hard, because I made that mistake as well. Now, it says to pull the single crochet extra tight, but I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here. And if you talk to a lot of people, yeah, that safety pin means that this is supposed to be the front of my project. You said, well, pop it through and then secure it down. I did that on the last 2 rows, and it still didn't pop through. Not exactly sure where we're going to go with this. I am reading along because I'm not the only one who did this. And if you look on their photo, and I will insert it here, they are rather flat. They are not nice and round like these ones from Two of Wands. So I'm thinking, instead of making the bobbles like I learned, but I'm making a note for my second Hygge wrap, that I will make bobbles the way I like, this way. For now, because this is a brand new project, I'm going to keep them flat. They look flat in here, and this side is awfully pretty, but this is the front of the project because, as you know, I marked the front with my 30-year-old safety pin. Well, I wanted to get this in before President's Day, so in case you wanted to join me with your own yarns, shop your stash, or go to the fabulous President's Day sales. I know I got my coupon from Joann Fabrics and Michaels. So, as always, I hope you join me. Comment below if you're doing this, or go over to Instagram and say hello. And as always, I thank you for liking, watching, and subscribing to my channel. Just one note before we go: hit that bell next to my name so you're notified when I upload week 2 of our Hygge Cow vlog. Take care, everybody. Let's make it a great day and crochet!